to? Okay, so welcome to the earnings stream. It's about 1 minute to 4 p.m. And both pretty much Apple is taking a little dumperoo here in the afternoon hours, and Amazon is pretty stable at the moment. So reporting wise, let me see when exactly they are reporting. I would have thought it'd be like around 4 o'clock, 4:15 Eastern. How's everyone's day been so far out there? The market's pretty red today. We definitely got that pullback to reset a few things, right? So RSI was pretty overextended on SPY and Nasdaq, so we got that reset. That is good to see. Hello, Baruch. How you doing? Hello, Duco. Yeah, I'm not just on everyone's stream today, guys. I mean, we did the coaching stream in the Discord. We also did this stream today as well, which I'm covering for Jay. So I'm covering. I may not be as good as Jay reporting these earnings, but I'm here nevertheless to try my best. So I've been in 2 streams, and then yesterday we had some streams. So we're getting some reaction here on Amazon from the get-go after 4 p.m. We get a little pump here. Once I get some numbers, I will definitely share it around socials and in the Discord as well. Once I see some numbers come in, I will share those numbers with you. So let me have a look at the actual estimates for Amazon and see why we got that big move already. Looks like it's holding up this move as well. It's not quite like we see this at 4 p.m., right? We see like a pump and then instantly met with a dump. This one's moving pretty nicely and following through with that initial push. So I would expect Amazon to have probably some better earnings. Let's have a look here. 30 seconds ago, our boy Shy over here with the earnings release. We have sales come in at 158.9 billion, and the estimated sales that they were expecting, Wall Street and the analysts were 157.2. So we got a big number there on the sales. EPS, huge beat on the EPS at $1.43 per share. And the estimate they were looking for is $1.14 per share. So huge beats on both sales and EPS. Now, we all know that's not what's going to drive this stock forward. It's going to be the guidance. So I'm just going to kind of keep an eye out on the guidance there as well. But let me share this on socials. Sales for Amazon. Here we go. Share that with you on Twitter, anyone that's on Twitter or X, and also we got ourselves YouTube as well. I'm going to share it with you over there. Sales, big sales beat right there, and EPS huge on the EPS. This is a staggering beat on that EPS number, and just with all the cloud infrastructure that they've been working on and all the business on the cloud industry, it is just probably bringing those numbers up to incredible heights, right? So big numbers there out of Amazon so far. We got Apple still downtrending after hours. There was an Amazon alert on Friday. Was that last Friday with Quench in the Discord? Probably, yeah. That's probably when he mentioned it. So big numbers on if you got in with Austin, Big Quench in the Discord, right? You're only going to get those kind of alerts in the Discord if you're on social. So, give us a like, join our group. We got the link there in our profile. And you start getting those good, fire alerts inside the premium Discord. But that was a big alert, from Amazon last week on the Friday stream from Big Quench there. big numbers, like we say, and we're getting a nice big follow through here with Amazon. So let's kind of look at the bigger picture while we're still watching Apple play out on the right here, and it's still downtrending. It's down only 0.36% after hours. So all-time highs for Amazon. Let's have a look at that. We're on our way to maybe retesting those highs now. So we're up here at 196 and change. All-time highs here is at 201 and change. So we are on our way to possibly making a new high here with those big numbers. Let me get some ranges pointed out on the chart here. Take out this. So all-time highs here is in the red horizontal line is that all-time high. And then I put some levels here just below because we're right here on that blue dotted line is where we are. So if we do get any kind of pullback, maybe there'd be a nice entry right there off of maybe 195. Get a little pullback. So I'm going to add this area as well over here. So these two areas, 188 and 195. And then the target, honestly, if you're in this trade all along from the get-go, then you'd be looking to take out those highs, 201 and change. Is that 201.20 cents exactly? Intel nice pop $3 move. Let's have a look at, Apple's starting to get a little bit of volume down here, but nothing significant. It's still a little bit red. Let's look at Intel. Okay, so we have some numbers out of Intel, up 10% after hours. So many people bashing Intel, and it still presents a good setup if they can make that turnaround story stick and they start, getting their act together there on the revenue side, start pumping out some good numbers and turn around this business, then this could definitely be a potential to play this long term back up to 30, 28, $30 again. Easy. If they can definitely turn around and bring some better revenue numbers in and it doesn't decrease, we see an increase, right? We want those margins to expand and we want that revenue to expand. We want net income to go positive. All these things, if we can turn that around with Intel, because Intel has been bashed by everyone for so long, but if they can turn that around, then this could be a very good entry to play this up to 28.30. We're also seeing with Intel, what have we seen with them? We've seen potentially buyouts from QCOM. We're seeing potentially buyout rumors from Apple yesterday. So there's a lot of rumors out there that possibly one of these bigger names could buy Intel or buy most of their business, most of the different business models that they have, buy one or two of those that they're interested in, and kind of just bring it over to their company, right? So Apple or QCOM. But right now it's up 11.8%. Let's see what numbers they have out there as well for Intel. We have a little search. See what numbers are coming. Intel revenue 13.28 billion, beating estimates at 13.02 billion. So they beat sales. Their forward guidance for Intel came in at 13.3 to 14.3 versus estimates of 13.6. So they're in that range. The estimates in that middle of that range. So that's decent. And then they surpassed their expectations for earnings. So that's why we get a nice move here for Intel. So that's a nice relief to see that, because Intel has just been down in the dumps, right? So we've got our initial move by Amazon pulling back a little bit. So right here, I'd either look for a move to trade this back up. I'd either look for this to hold, 2-minute candle to stay above and start trending back up and play this towards that high right here at 201. If we decide to pull back down, then we look here about 188 to 189 to play off of that level back up to 195. So there'd be a few levels here to trade, either off this 195 now if it holds and we start to see buying volume come in, then we can play it off of there and test that 200 to 201 as a target, tight stop right underneath. If we decide to fall back down here, then I would be looking at that 189 level next to potentially see some buy side action there to trade it off that level instead. So there's a few different places that I'm looking at to at least play a little bounceroo play in the after hours. Let's look at Intel. Delicious. Oh, they should be pretty nice. Just know, just as long as that fader hasn't killed you with the whole earnings for Intel. I don't know when you purchased this. Let me see. You bought this yesterday. Yeah, you should be okay there. Should make some good money. Nice, nice stuff. What else we have here? So Intel's still moving up. Intel's up about 12, 13%. And let me go back to Apple. Apple's still there, about where it ended for the day. That's kind of where it's at right now. And for me, I'm just looking at the fundamentals, right? I'm a fundamental and technical analyst here. So when it comes to like earnings, I want to see big numbers. I want to see surpassing previous earnings, also the estimates, and plus have good guidance, right? That's what's going to give us that trifecta to play this higher over the next couple of days. So with Amazon, they beat sales, they beat EPS. Let me see if they have anything on guidance. Oh, this guy's cool. What do you think? In the Discord, guys, I'm gonna post that. Isn't he a cool guy? Mr. Bezos, Jeff Bezos over there with his cool glasses, aviators, just strolling around. Let me see here. Revenue guidance. I don't see no guidance. Yeah. Guidance. Okay, guidance came in like it's a broad range, right? And I don't like to see a broad range. I like to see it be over the estimates, right, for guidance. I don't like to have such a big gap here, spread as we can call it. Revenue they believe for the fourth quarter. So guidance for 2024 fourth quarter, they're looking for 181 billion to 188 billion. The estimates out there is 186. So it's a big spread between the lower to the higher. I'm hoping to see it obviously hit towards that higher number, right? But that's kind of a cautious number spread to be given out. But operating margin increased, operating income increased, net sales increased, EPS increased. So everything else except for that guidance is a little bit is good, really, really good there. Apple's climbing back up. Let's have a look at Apple. Yeah, Apple is a little bit green now as well. So with Amazon, I'm going to look for this. We pull back down, right? So I'll be looking for an entry above 195, like 40, 195.40. Once we close a 2-minute candle above there, I'll be looking for an entry to trade this back towards those high of after hours and then back towards taking out this all-time high from Amazon. That's where I would be aiming for, especially over the next couple of days. If we can hold up this level, I think we test those highs, those all-time highs again for Amazon. Apple's starting to get some movement. I'd say if we can get over probably around 227.20, if we can get a 2-3 minute candle above VWAP, I think this could really start blasting back up as well, especially with good earnings. That could be a nice entry point once we get above VWAP here, and then play it up to like 230 plus. Also had very good news out today with Apple saying that the next iPhone is going to be more in-house Wi-Fi chips. They're not going to use an outsource. I believe they're using one of these big names, and they're going to do it more pretty in-house, and that's probably going to cut the costs of for an iPhone, making an iPhone, probably going to cut those costs, and probably going to have better margins on iPhones if they're doing more in-house, right, than buying outside, outsourcing it. So I'd be looking, let's see, I'd pretty much be looking just to take out VWAP and then aim for up here. Apple, let's have a look what other numbers we got here. 230, and then I would aim for all these levels here. Let's go zoom in now. So once we get over this 227.20, we start closing some candles above this level. These are my targets. I'd be aiming for 230, 233, 236. Those would be my targets to the upside. If you're day trading it after hours, that's what I'd be doing. The more it goes up, the more I make. That's nice. That's what I want too for you, buddy. Let's do that. Let's keep blowing it up. Let's see if there's any Apple numbers out there. No, well, I see something here. Let's have a look. Q3 2024 numbers for Apple, right? We've been waiting a little bit for Apple now. It's 418. The numbers are revenue comes in at 85.78 billion, beats estimates of 84.36, and then EPS comes in at $1.40, beating estimates at $1.34. It's not bigger numbers like Amazon, but still they surpass the EPS, they surpass the revenue estimates. So big numbers again for Apple. Obviously, with inflation and all the interest rates being high and tight, still there's a lot of income, a lot of growth still coming in with these big Mag 7 names. And this is again huge numbers coming in from Apple, beating expectations again. So if we're looking to play this upside above that 227.20, and then I play this up to these levels right here. What I'm going to do here, I'm just going to say this is my entry. Once we get above here, these are my targets. So I'll be aiming for what we got there, like 1.3%, 2.6%, 4% to the top of this range. And then the risk can be very minimal, maybe less than 1%. You can probably put here, let's have a look, probably around there. Once we get above, we can probably risk tiny here for this kind of return if we really start moving. This is our pivot point. It's in orange. And my stop will be like right there. So let's see how that plays out. I'm up 50% right now. Meow. Snowflake over there in the Discord. Good stuff on that. Hope it keeps going too. Just remember those numbers, guys. 227.20 above that level for an entry for at least a scalp or a day trade into the after hours. Zuma, okay, you're talking about Intel. Yeah, in the Discord, I have a question. Why are they pumping and their earnings aren't good? Well, the earnings, if you look in there and say it's 0.02 on the EPS versus 0.46, that's a big beat if you ask me, because we're getting closer, right? Because earnings per share, that is. So we're getting closer to being net profitable again for this company, and their beat sales. So that's why we're seeing Intel move up, is because they finally beat earnings. I don't know if that's because expectations were so low that any company could have beat their earnings, or finally they're starting to get their act together. We'd have to see what happens there, because expectations get lowered so much on these big names, because Wall Street just they keep missing and missing and missing. Sometimes they give them a break and say, like, let's just lower the guidance. I'm sure they're going to beat it next quarter because it's so low. So that's why we beat the expectations, and we beat sales, we beat EPS on that front. So, and the guidance is towards the mid to high line of what they expect for the next quarter. So all of those in together kind of gave it a nice pump, right? So let's have a look at Intel. Is it still going? It's up to 24.60, up 14% now, guys. That's a really nice pump there. If you got in with the swing with me in the Discord, we got into the swing low 20s. Weren't 100% in, about 50% in. We were building that position, dollar cost averaging into that position in the Discord in the premium side. You should be at some good profits now if you were building that position with me. I didn't grab the last 50%, but that's all good. Possibly I can add that 50% on the way up if we really start pushing the next couple of months. You can just grab it on the way up above a resistance point and play into that momentum. But Intel is now nice and green for our swing trade that we did in premium. Another one that I would look at why these are playing out, looking forward, because there are some rumors out there about potentially like Iran maybe like planning some kind of revenge strike again against Israel. If that's the case, and they're saying there's rumors out there saying it could be from Iraq, there could be some bigger major strikes. If that's the case, then I would be looking at oil stocks, guys. That's just my little tidbit before I get out of here in 10 minutes or so. I would look at oil stocks, that ones that have kind of been beaten down but strong companies, like BP for one. BP is one that as soon as that news kind of came out towards the end of the day, we started pushing up from the lows of the day, right? So we were around 29 bucks, and then we moved up. I think it was like 29.40, 29.50. By the end of the day, we're up 1% for the day on BP. I'd be definitely paying attention to that news, and if there's any escalation or any real urgency behind that news, look for oil stocks that kind of start creeping back up again. If you don't want to go directly to oil stocks like BP and P10 and and Exxon Mobil, stuff like that, then maybe look at the USO, which is United States Oils Fund. You can also just trade that as well. I think it pumped up pretty nicely towards the end of the day as well, around 72. That also could be a nice trade. It likes to kind of be in a nice range to trade it from bottom to top of the range, and gives you a kind of clear cut where to buy, where to sell if there's rejection, where to take profit. So that's my little tip there is look at oil stocks. If there's more, escalation out there, I think more tech will set off a little bit more, and then you'll see investors go more into safer sectors, utilities, healthcare, stuff like that. Amazon's trying to push back above this. Let's see if it closes above the green line for a trade up to at least we can get to this 199 to this high, all-time high is the red line here. Apple rejection at VWAP, so there's nothing for Apple until we get over this level. Let's see over here. And let me share with on socials as well the Apple earnings. If you're on socials too, guys, thanks for tuning in and giving us a like, maybe resharing the live streams that we do here in the afternoon for the earnings season, the big tech season. Yeah, just give us a like, follow, also reshare if you want to reshare if you like the earnings streams that we put out every day around this same time. Just reshare those live streams for us if you can. Cheers about that. Now, like I said, Amazon is still kind of flat here. I think Intel's the better one today. And if you look at Intel on the bigger time frame, there's some upside potential. If we go on the weekly chart here, we're all the way down here. So I think this has definitely potential to get back to at least $30, into the end of the year if we just continue to build on that momentum from earnings. And I could definitely see this back up towards this area here in the $29 to $30 range. This could be a bottom, a long-term bottom as well, because we've seen it bottom out around here a few times in the past, and we've seen it move from here all the way up to the 40s, 50s, 60s. So this also could be just a bottom overall, and this just slowly trends back up over the next couple of years. As long as they, like I say, meet guidance, they meet expectations, everything kind of falls in line with them. Could be a deal of the century on Intel. So there's definitely some room to get back to 30. I'm going to keep my position. If you're in the trade with me, the swing trade, I'm going to keep my position. I'm not gonna sweat this big move up 13%. I'm going to keep my position. At this point, maybe I have a stop loss at break even, maybe, but I'm looking for this like a long term trade up to 30, up to 40, up to 50. I really start building back up to where it was. That's my plan for this one. All right. I think I've been adding into my old positions. Yeah, and so BP is a good one. It's in a downwards channel as I put here on the screen. But I'm looking at these levels back in 2022 around 28, around 28.50. If we can see that, if it decides to keep on coming down, then I would be looking at that area to hold like long term, because that was a resistance point and a long range resistance point. If we can hold that and flip that to support, if we retest it, then that could be a nice level to just buy off of. Play it back into the low to mid 30s. It's not going to be a big 50% move, right? Like we've seen in other tech companies, but this is going to be considered a lower risk trade, and it's one that doesn't really move such big swings up or down, right? So if we start to get momentum on BP, then I would definitely start aiming for like the mid 30s, maybe 33 to 35 as a target. We were just up here looking back in April, we're at $40. So 35, 33 to 35 is a really good target to aim for BP. So definitely look for that one. If you're a momentum trader looking for a breakout, just wait for it to break out of this channel and then play it above once we hold above this level here. So it's around 31, about 31.50. All right, let's have a look at Apple. We're seeing some sell-off. We got a pump all the way to, what was that? And then we got a dump. This is classic. This is what happens. We had a move there to 229.88, and now we're kind of falling off a little bit here. Probably guidance. Let me see what the guidance came in. See if there's any guidance here. Still don't see any guidance coming in for this one. May be out of time to look at the guidance, but the EPS was at least a beat and the sales were a beat on Apple. I think this reaction right here is probably to do with guidance. I just don't see any guidance levels or numbers yet coming out for them. I just see revenue beat and EPS. So I see right now. All right, guys. So I'm going to jump off here. It's 4:33. I'll be looking at that guidance. I don't see any guidance from Apple yet. I got to head out of here, trick or treating, getting out with the kids. So enjoy Halloween night, guys. Enjoy trick or treating. If you love candy, go and get some candy from your neighbors. And we will see you at the next earnings stream, which will be probably Monday, Tuesday next week. So enjoy Halloween, and see you guys soon.